So I'm here with Ian from DiGiCo. This is DiGiCo's first time exhibiting here at BVE. So I thought it'd be good to catch up with Ian and find out a little bit about the company and what they're showing here at BVE in London. Ian, tell us a little bit about DiGiCo.
Well, basically, DiGiCo is an English company. Everything is designed, built, and still manufactured in the UK. So I think we're one of the few companies from the lifestyle environment who still manufacture in the UK. As you said, this is our first time at the show. We've started to get into the broadcast realms. From the early days in soundtracks, we were always involved in broadcast and post-production. Sure. But more so in the last few years, 10 years, DiGiCo has taken sort of the live sound environment, by storm. And now we have new products here. With the broadcast version of software on. Yeah. So it's really been driven a lot from some of the sports and the live events. So we've already been working on the X Games with ESPN. Actually, last weekend we just did the whole of the feeds for the Grammys. Right. So everything from the live sound through to the broadcast, and that was done on SD7s. Right. I think we had about 7 consoles there, so 3 or 4 SD7s and 3 or 4 SD10s. So what we're really showing here is the consoles. We have a SD10, yep. SD7, and also the SD11. All of which now have broadcast software availability on there, so we can do 5.1 channels, 5.1 monitoring. So, and it's really getting into the broadcast market at at a price point that some of the features, have just not been available for us. So, let's say, if we have a little look at the SD11 over here. Yep. So we were using this in the first time with the broadcast software on for the X Factor finals. Okay. We've been doing that. Yep. Small format console, but even with this console, we can do up to 32 flexi channels. Yep. So this can be mono or stereo. Yep. And again, we can handle 5.1 outputs and input sources. So if we look at the 10, because both the 10 and the 11 are newer consoles, which we first showed at NAB last year with the main broadcast, but for this show, this is the first time that anybody's seen the broadcast software on the SD11. So this is a console that actually have been used by NEP and for the X Games, doing ESPN. So again, it's sort of like a small format. Yep. One of the things, obviously, from our live environment, we know how to build ruggedized. Sure. Yep. A lot of the times in broadcast, they're put in nice air-conditioned studios, but our consoles have been designed so that they can get thrown in the back of trucks, driven around, and everything. So. They're much lighter, and even on a format like this, we can do up to 112 channels. Yep. So sort of 96 channels with flexi buses. Yep. So, and all of the consoles as well now work at 48K, 96K. Yep. With no loss of channel count, no loss of processing. Yep. So whether you're working at 48 kilohertz or 96 kilohertz, you still have all the full processing. You don't suddenly start to lose the number of channels. Brilliant. And then quickly onto our flagship console. Yep. This is the SD7. The SD7 with the broadcast software on this is what we're showing here. Yep. We can fold and unfold channels at 5.1. You can run up to 128 buses. Yep. And of course, all the broadcast software is pretty much the same functionality on any of the consoles. One of the bases of one of the strategies with DiGiCo is that all of the consoles have the same audio processing, the same audio algorithms. Yep. So in actual fact, the sound quality that you get out of any of the consoles is identical, across the board. Yep. Some manufacturers, it's basically when it's a cheaper console, everything's sort of costed down in it. What we do is we have the same audio quality, but you just get maybe less processing or less channel count or less buses. So that's our kind of philosophy. So once somebody knows how to use one console, they can use another. And obviously, coming from the live environment, we also know all about the redundancy. We do a lot of work in theatres, and theatres are almost more redundant, than broadcasters sometimes. So, we can use the optical system, so we can connect up to 5 consoles on a dual loop with 14 racks. So, you can share all the I/O and everything. So, a great deal of flexibility, and I think that's why we're starting to see, projects, like the X Games and like working with ESPN and of course those live kind of events, everybody knows that it's going to work for what we do. You know, when you're live to air with the Grammys, it can't go wrong.
No,
you only got one go.
Amazing products, and obviously people don't know about DiGiCo and things. I'm assuming there's a website that they can go to find out more information about this and contact you through.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have we have a website which is www.digiconsoles.biz. One of the things that we have on there, there's a link to training. We do free training on a regular basis, either down in Chessington or with some of our dealers. We've just done a couple of days with Autograph. So we're very much spending a lot more money on the training side to get people to come in, to use the products and to see what's happening, because it's a bigger learning curve moving from one digital console to another. Analog days it was actually easier, so we're investing a lot in training as well as the products.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I suggest go and have a look at their website. Links below me, and keep track of everything that we're doing and all the videos that we're producing here from BVE at broadcastshow.com.